rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Man, it's been busy. Man, we rocking a little bit later, man. Got a lot of calls, a lot of congratulations, a lot of feedback, telephone, social media, blah, blah, blah. Man, the Knicks closed out a playoff series. Imagine that. Man, super excited about where we are, and I'm gonna ask tonight, just for tonight, I'm just gonna ask y'all to let us have our moment, bro. Let us have our moment, right? I know it's a lot of stuff about the Celtics to break down. I know there's a lot of Tom Thibodeau stuff to break down, right? I'm just gonna ask, what is this on my hat? So I'm just gonna ask, let us have our moment, man. Our moment in the sun, right? Jalen Brunson hits a dagger tonight, man. Jalen Brunson. Brandon, yeah, man. Yeah, Brandon, I'm with you, bro. I don't feel like it, bro. I just want it, man. The Knicks win in an exciting fashion, bro. And I just want to be in this moment for a little while. King Embert is in the building. Salute Virtuoso. What's good? Man, Miguel P is in the building. IKBM Dre, what's good? Yeah. Oh, I got to keep saying this, man. I don't know why I keep forgetting this. Right. Let me do this. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Right. Join the family. Consider becoming a member. Right. Consider becoming a member. Hey, man, comment in the comment section. Talk that talk. Right? Talk that talk, man. It's our night. Don't be ashamed. Right? It's our night. Don't be ashamed, man. Come in here. Be a Knicks fan tonight. Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all. King Ember says Mikal Bridges deserves some flowers tonight. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bridges deserves a lot of stuff. Ribs is in the building. Salute to my guy, Ribs. Jeremy, I was watching the TNT broadcast. I think Grant Hill did an excellent job tonight. I think Grant Hill did an excellent job tonight. Who was that in your Avi, though? Is that Lindor? Is that Lindor in your Avi? Salute to Mets fans everywhere. I see y'all coming out of the woodworks. Yeah, Brandon, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I'm legit with you on the on the just Knicks in general. I'm just not up for it at the moment, bro. At the moment, I'm not really up for it, man. I mean, fans can be fans. I mean, I don't care, right? Like, I'm not going to tell a fan how to be a fan. I'm just saying, just asking right now, man, is right now, bro, we got the, right now, man, we should be living in the moment. If this moment feel good, man, live in it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Dre in the building. David Smith is in the building. David Smith says 40 on 33 shots. Yeah, we won. We won. And Cat was an unsung hero tonight. Cat had 15 rebounds and 10 shots. Right? Let's give Cat his flowers too. Right? Because they went to Hack a Mitch, and we didn't see Mitch Robinson anymore after that. and to something that IKBM Dre mentioned during the summertime, this past summer, about big men being played off the floor at certain times. Mitch was a casualty of that tonight. And it has nothing to do with Mitchell Robinson as a player. It's the style of player that he is. Isabel Rivas is in the building. Salute. So a few of the guys are going to come through. Man, I kind of had a dicey after game schedule. So the schedule was kind of unpredictable, man. I'm going to talk Knicks, but I'm going to just tell y'all, I'm going to just let y'all know something. I'm going to talk Knicks, right? But man, y'all know I've been on a vegan journey. And today I broke that vegan journey and ate some chicken wings. And my tummy has been in a tumbler ever since. So that's the sign telling me what I should be doing, right? One of the reasons why I'm a little bit late. The other reason is I'm meeting new people, chopping it up with the Pistons fans after the game. You know, they have some stuff to say. I don't blame them. They're kind of coming after me on X a little bit, or were. But, you know, we had to keep it classy, though. You know, I said we had to keep it classy. Y'all know we keep it classy. So, y'all know what it is. Jerry Fitz is in the building. Says Mitch did come back in after Hacker Mitch in fourth quarter. A team has. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Fitz. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep, you're right. And he had an impact too. That's right. Right. You're absolutely right. Towards the end of the game. Yep. Ha, DeMar, you're right. You're right. Hey, I am Big Buddy. Hey. So I want to talk about this. And so I am Big Buddy. I already know what the deal is, right? So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to talk about Celtics. Tonight, man, I ain't gonna tonight. I just wanted to talk about. Now, mind you, this is a fans channel, so if y'all want to talk about Boston, we could talk about Boston. But I want to talk about, you know, how Jalen Brunson saved the day. I want to talk about some positive stuff, like Mikal Bridges in the face of adversity. When the doubters were all over all over Mikal Bridges for not showing up as big as he should have, and him showing up in a closeout game. To me, that's huge. The Bronx is in the building. Queens is in the building. Right? Queens in the building. Salute. HRM is in the building. Salute. Prezi, what's good? Salute. What's good, bro? What's good, boss? Man, I'm so proud of the effort. Detroit, man. Let me just say this. Man, Detroit made a great account for themselves. This was not a New York Knicks walkover. The Detroit Pistons franchise made a great account for themselves in this series. They could have easily showed up, got swept, and said, hey, we'll be back next year, but they didn't do that. Detroit wanted to win desperately. In an alternate universe, the Pistons may have won. Not this one, though. Allow Wise in the building. Salute. Fritz Alcindor's in the building. Salute. What's
Hey.
good?
Hey, how's it going, Freezy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Okay.
Got a little quick turnaround to the next round, but
When's the next game?
Sunday, I believe 7:00.
Sunday at 7? I thought it was gonna be Monday.
No, it was gonna be Sunday no matter what. Even if we got to Game 7, it would have been set. Next round would have started Sunday.
Ooh.
So, like, if it went Game 7, I think it was like the next day. I think.
Wow. Okay. Let me see here.
My
Corey
man,
Lee, the place to be. What's good? Queens, get the money.
all day. So do the Knicks. Shout out to all 15 of them for carrying us to the promise. One step further to the promised land.
Okay.
My man Fritz, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
All
first
right.
said the game is Monday, man. And it might be. I'm not for sure. It's still a quick turnaround to me. I mean, whether they play from Sunday or Monday, man, it's Thursday night. And some of those teams have been resting since Tuesday. So for some of those teams, they're getting like 6 days off, and the Knicks will get 4 days off. But
actually, hold on. Yeah, I have to look it up. 1 second.
Nick Yak is in the building. Salute. Nick Yak says, big up to all my haters. Okay. Billy Goat is in the building. Salute. Lee, what you see tonight, bro?
I saw a victory, a concerted effort. No, I mean, we had some lapses at the end. I think we got a little too stagnant. We allowed them back in the game. But other than that, I saw them put their heads down, make a couple of plays, and hey, Captain Clutch came through in the end and hit the biggest shot, one of the biggest shots he's hit all season. And
Bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Mikhail, like you said, OG. And you know what I'm saying? Yo, Cat was underwhelming offensively, but he played solid defense and he did grab some 15 big boards. You know, hey, I'm proud of them all, yo. They put their head down and they got it done. Period. It don't matter how you do it, as long as it's done.
Right.
It is Monday.
Okay.
It is Monday.
Appreciate that, man. You know. Yeah, man. I'm super excited, man. You probably can't tell. It's been such a long day, man. So I accepted a new gig with a major corporation yesterday or the day before. And so they got me going through the ringer with stuff and so it's one of them things where I'm giving up freedom for bread. Fritz, you ever did that before, bro?
No, I'm looking to do that. I know you just reserved your Maybach.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
You know, you gotta wait 2 years.
Double M on the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The Freezy Mobile for sure.
What you said, the Cadillac? You said you gonna go that bright? You going to the Cadillac dealership tomorrow?
Nah, man. Nah. I probably
Oh, a month from now. My bad.
nah. I'm gonna probably go get some Atlanta for tomorrow.
You trying to beat these tariffs? You got to beat these tariffs there.
Nah. You know, there's a rumble in the jungle.
Yeah.
Ali Boombaye.
Ali Boumaier. Yeah, man. So and so for those that don't know, when I started the channel, I could kind of jump on anytime I felt like it because I was working for myself, and when things got slow, I would just click the button and just come on, and then say if I had an appointment or something like that with say whatever. When duty called, I would just hop off, and sometimes I would let sometimes I would hop off and just let everybody rock while I was doing my thing. So I don't think it'll be like that. I don't think it'll change too much of the schedule. Plus, the momentum of so many people finding us out of the blue is crazy. Like so many people found us out of the blue, and so with the momentum of that, we want to kind of keep that momentum going too. And so we'll do what we can, man. But tonight though, man, Fritz, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This was an emotional roller coaster. Like one of them R&B chicks, R&B chick could have made a song about tonight. Like an emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You feel me? Like legitimately, there were points in the fourth quarter where Josh Hart was turning the ball over, and I was like, no, you putting our season at risk. Y'all heard me.
Oh yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, and so, but then there were moments. Alfred Griffin is in the building. Salute. Alfred Griffin says Vivian Green. Ah,
Yeah, Vivian Green.
I get it. I didn't at first, but now I do. Right. But there were points in the fourth quarter where I was like, oh no, this game might be, this might not be the outcome that we want. But we fought through it, and we got to a point where we knew if we tied the game up, we could win it. Is that how you guys felt too, or were you just playing it by ear?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I was confident. I was just waiting for the right moment for us to make the right moment and make, at least get a stop at a certain point, and somebody knocking down a big shot. I wasn't really thinking Brunson, even though I know in the back of my mind he's more than likely going to be the person to take that shot. But man, when he turned around and gave us sort of sticky leg and stanky leg and dropped him off,
You the stinky leg.
yeah,
You the stinky
and,
leg.
and drop him over there, drop him off over there in College Park. You know what I'm saying, by the airport. So he's on his way to Cancun, international. It was a wrap. When he did that, I said, boom, because that just sucked the whole. I felt the air just come out the room like it took everything out of him. That right there broke him. They was not, because they fought so hard to even get back and get back into the game. Not only that, but also get the lead. Us to just chip right back away at it and take it right back from him. That's what's up.
Right.
That goes to playoff experience. That goes to being a veteran team. And for some reason, that's why we don't play rookies.
Right.
That's why we don't play rookies.
I didn't think we were going to win. With like a minute to go.
Yeah,
because we were down like two possessions. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to make it. I didn't think we were going to make it.
Right.
But Yeah, we did not want to go overtime on that game.
No, we did not
want
want to go overtime. Yeah. I felt like late in the game, I felt like we absolutely had to play for overtime. Y'all heard me say it. Like legitimately, I wanted the Knicks to hold the ball long enough where there was only one shot at winning, and I wanted us to take that shot.
Okay, you didn't want to give him a chance.
No, no, I did not want to give them a chance. Yeah, I mean, y'all know what people do with one more chance.
Oh God, come on, Biggie. Come on, Biggie.
Ha ha ha! Y'all on a roll tonight, huh? I see y'all.
Come on, man. You get mad at me when I don't catch the oop.
Right.
Even though that was inadvertent.
Yeah, man. I like for man. I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna front, bro. I don't know how we won this game. There are so many miracle plays in this game. This team is gritty. Right, this team is gritty. There were a lot of times where we lost. Where I felt like, I'm like, what are we doing? Right, and then, but what I think the definition of 50-50 played itself out tonight. Like in Game 5, the Pistons were getting all, and I mean all of the 50-50 balls, right? All of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then tonight, it seemed like the Knicks were getting all the 50-50 balls. And I think that's the reason why you call it 50-50, because there's no clear advantage one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? The universe balanced it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sideline, the scramble when the ball hit off Tobias Harris' face and went out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Somebody called in a favor for the Knicks for something crazy like that to happen.
Or just hey, the sun wasn't paying attention. You can say the same. Like how did Josh Hart just lose the handle and pass the ball looking right at two defenders? Like how does that happen?
Right.
What universe? You know, what universe?
Right.
Because I already know. Fritz already had his ticket sent to somewhere other than New York. If he was in the front office,
right.
you know,
Oh no,
he was packing them up.
I was packing them up. I had to cancel Uber.
Yeah, I already know you did. And,
I was like, man, I got
and it still took that 25% from you.
Had to cancel the Uber.
Yup, that quick. We ain't going to Detroit. We ain't going to the airport in Detroit. But shout out to the whole team for real. You know, showing resiliency, toughness.
Right.
Just showing what it's made of to even possibly be considered a playoff team.
I'm excited, bro.
I'm very excited. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait till Monday. We get to write a whole new narrative. We got a whole new script to write. You know, it's a whole new story to tell in the Boston New York rivalry. I think we have a major chip on our shoulder going into this. You know, and we have the most to prove. You know, because those cats are already the champs. So now we have to let them know we got to knock the champ. In order to beat the champs, we got to beat the champs. So that's one step right there, getting closer to where we need to be. And we're capable of doing it. We just got to come together. We got to come together and do like you said, play good defense, control the pace. Can we clean up the shot selection? Can we please clean up the shot selections? Like it was dicey in the end. Like we out here just like we playing volleyball or something like that. Instead of just trying to put the basket in, ball in the basket. But I'm not going to indict. I'm not going to indict an individual because it was all 5 players out there at that time, and they all couldn't get it done. But they got it together. Shout out to Mikal Bridges. You know what I'm saying? For getting that basket, getting us one shot closer, for being, for grabbing that rebound and putting it back. Real talk. That's for them people who say he can't rebound. There you go. That was a big rebound and put back.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some. I'm gonna say this is gonna make y'all laugh, right? So, hey, coach, I texted you the link, bro. Like I texted all of y'all the link. Yeah, I put it in the joint, but I'll do. So one of the things I wanted to mention is the Knicks only had 18 assists tonight. That's bizarre, right? No, you don't think
Yeah.
so? Okay.
Yeah. I thought we usually have more.
Okay.
I thought, we were like averaging like what, 20 something, 25, almost 30 assists a game in the regular season.
30 is usually our mark where we want to be.
My bad. But see,
I'm gonna grab some water.
Hello, gentlemen. What's up?
What's up, Yuri?
When I'm on here, I'm on my PC. So when you send it to the phone, I gotta jump through hoops to get it.
How about that Game 6 victory? It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty.
That's all good. She can still go to the prom with me. I'm still taking her to the prom.
Yeah, it was
you know what I'm saying?
It was a great one. I don't know.
Better late than never, baby.
Yeah.
Good.
I think for the players, it'd be nice to just wipe the slate clean and start over.
That's what we're about to do, though. That's what we're about to do, bro.
Yeah, and especially the opponent. They're gonna be talking about our record versus the top teams.
Let them talk about the record against the top teams. I don't care. It's the playoffs.
Yeah,
0-0.
I think they wanna avenge that. So it's
that's what I told you. We're going in there with a chip on our shoulder.
Yeah.
And what you know how we debunk all that? Let's go into Boston and win game 1.
Yeah,
seriously,
that'll shut everybody up. That'll shut everybody
up. That's exactly all we gotta do. We gotta go in it and win game 1. But let's still continue and praise these cats tonight because man,
they busted their tail tonight.
Mm-hmm. And I think we might see a Nick Boston invasion.
Nick Boston invasion.
Yeah.
Yo, that's when we go in there and do our own tea party.
Nah, but seriously though, I really like this game because we had a good third quarter for the first time in this series. We got outscored throughout the entire series in the third quarter. And we do good in the first. We suck in the second. Do good in the third. We suck mad donkey in the fourth. But capitalize it all off. Oh, captain, my captain. I still can't get over that shot. That shot was... I got straight Michael Jordan vibes from it.
It was beautiful, but unfortunately, it should have been unnecessary, but we'll take it.
Listen, all playoff games are never pretty. You take it how you get it.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah, I typically...
I don't agree, but like I said, I'm not going to be but I'm glad we won.
Yeah.
But we made that harder than it should have been. I'll put it that way.
It's all good though, but it's like I said, I'm still taking it to the prom. I'm still taking it to the prom.
When that ball went off Malik Beasley's hands with 4 seconds, with like 2 seconds left to go, bro, I screamed, bro. Yo,
I felt like
Reggie, did you age at least? Did you age at least 10 years?
Yeah, of course. I'm always aging, bro.
Like literally,
because he was open.
You don't see the holes in the Beijing?
He would have had an open shot.
The Jumbo the elephant just went off my chest. Turned into Jumbo, the flying element.
But
just flew away.
that's something that usually happened to us back in the day.
Yeah.
Something wrong that last play. We didn't even get the last shot off. That's something we used to do back in the day all the time.
Like Josh Hartism at the end. He tried a couple, didn't he? In the last couple possessions. Woo.
Yeah.
Yo, we were sweating. We were sweating that whole entire quarter. You got Pistons coming out with a run. What was it, an 8-0 run in that quarter? In that fourth quarter? Fritzy? I don't remember.
Like when Beasley made that 3 for them to go up.
Hey, Jerry Fitz, relax, bro. Jerry Fitz coming at people next. Fitzy, calm down, bro. We all right.
So like
we all right.
I was like, oh no. Like I was like thinking to myself, if we don't score on this next drive, we're going to game 7. I can't believe it. And then we didn't score, but then we got to stop. And then we went the other way. Man, I just
that game, I was sweating bullets, sweating. What looked better tonight? Michael Jordan shot against Utah in the finals, or Jalen Brunson shot tonight? My dad will always tell me Michael Jordan shot, but in this modern era, someone's going to make a montage of Michael Jordan and Jalen Brunson merged together, and it's going to be a mirror version of that shot.
Well, Jordan's wasn't a 3, and Jordan literally put his hand on Byron Russell's back and went across like that. Now, I'm not just saying it because I'm a Jordan hater because he killed my Knicks all through the 90s. But Brunson's was more of a dead leg crossover with a hair nudge. And then Alzer took himself out of the picture. And then Brunson just hit that dagger from 3.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a dagger? That took the whole life out of that stadium. And Jalen with the 3 with the kiss 3 to the crowd. Like, yo, call me a flopper now.
Yo, hey, David Smith and Fitzy, man, y'all relax with all that stuff in the chat, bro. Right? We don't want to start having dumb stupidness like that in our chat. And y'all know better. Y'all already know what it is. All right. Don't force me to be the principal, bro. I like having both. Hold on. I'm like having both of y'all in here, man. But we gotta abide by YouTube guidelines and all that stuff. We don't want to turn this. We don't want to turn this into something messy, man. Celebrate the win, bro. Remember, people are watching this, not just y'all's conversation. All right, go ahead, Coach. You was gonna say something?
But yeah, like sometimes, when your top player, who is, let's face it, he's clutch player of the year for a reason. And look, all the top teams in the NBA, the ones that are in the playoffs right now, all have their high usage guy, right? Tatum is the high usage for the Celtics. SGA is for OKC. Luka was for whoever team he was on. Jokic for I can keep going down the line. Giannis for the Bucks, all that stuff. Boncaro for the Magic, whatever. So sometimes when you look at a stat sheet at the end of a game and you see the amount of shots put up, it doesn't always paint the picture. Like, there's been nights where Brunson's had 30 shots, and we all felt like he forced at least half of them because of the flow of the game. In this one, he needed like a lot of them shots weren't all forced. Like some of them he had to take, and on this, a lot of them he had to take, especially towards the end of the game. Now, were some of them ones where maybe other people should have touched the ball on the possession? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we can't deny the ball, the overall aggressiveness and the look of the offense for the most part for the most of this game. That's why we went to the free throw line more. We were aggressive. We put their bigs in foul trouble, and we were making our free throws, and we made them pay for fouling us. And that's what it comes down to. Kudos to OG and McHale for what a lot of us don't understand when you're playing that high level defense that them two are playing. It's not normal to count on your best defenders for offense too. That's why we're so blessed to have these two guys. It's just like on the other side, because of the offensive talent of Brunson and Cat, you can't expect them to be elite all-world defenders and be that good on offense too. Like there's a give and take on both sides. So that's why maybe some games OG and McHale, I know I'm hard on them when they miss open shots, but there's an energy involved with all that defense they're playing. But
Right.
Tonight they did just enough, and they both scored over 20. Josh was a little more aggressive when he felt like it. If Josh is aggressive all the time, our offense looks better, even if he's not 100% shooting them. It's just when he's turning his back at half court and turning his back at the 3-point line and not even looking at the rim, and like it's a 4 versus 5, offense. We can't have that. But tonight is just, we all wanted this feeling a game or two earlier, of course, but it happened.
Right.
Now we regroup and we refocus for our next victim. And we always wanted Boston. We know we want them. And they can say what they want, if they're going to be at full strength or not, or if they're a little banged up. But you know what? Now it's our turn. We're going to be somewhat healthy. And if they're a little banged up, we'll see how they like it now. It's happening to us the last couple of years in the playoffs. So we got to take care of business because they have capable backups that come in, next man up players. They're still the champs for a reason.
Right. Okay. How you feeling? You still excited?
I'm still I keep replaying that shot in my head because the name of this channel, Orange Tears. Like usually we're on the Pistons side of this feeling, man. And it's so nice for because a lot of times they'll show like the old school Knicks guys in the crowd, and they'll show like a montage of like some big shots. Some of them shot like Starberry. Like
Right.
Some of them guys are making shots, and it's like a regular season game against the Jazz or something. But like when you go back and when Brunson has his little montage one day, it's going to be this shot. When you make that big shot to win the game in the playoffs to seal a series, that's in the lore of NBA history.
Right.
That's like on the level of like, the Reggie Jackson home runs, and everyone remembers those because
The ball between Bill Buckner's leg.
Buckner's leg, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Knicks fans forever, like even though, if this was a turning point and that, remember that 3 that Brunson made, like, and that was at the beginning of our run to the chip, who knows? And, I hope that's what our memory is. It's not the 3 that we made and then we got bounced in the next round. I hope that's not it, obviously.
Right.
But it's the plays like this. Good teams, great teams. I know it's coach talk and it's like cliches. Like good teams find ways to win when there's adversity and you're not having your best day or your best performance for the series. That wasn't our best foot forward offensively that whole series. We've seen ourselves play better than that offensively.
Okay.
So, and even through all that, like our past Knicks teams, we couldn't overcome the lulls we had offensively in the past to win games. So now we have enough talent to, even when we're having a lower than average percentage shooting series, even if maybe our coach isn't doing everything we wish he'd do, our players are persevering and finding a way to gut it out, grit it out. And that's the mark of a team that's, that's you can never count out a team that's can finish like that. So I'm enjoying this win. But now, my eyes definitely on the next prize. This is the game. This is the series we all wanted, man. And it's not gonna be any fruit that tastes sweeter than making all this and I told you so moment. I told you we could beat these guys. I don't know if I'm more excited. I mean, I'm obviously super excited because we won, but I'm just as excited. Like, I feel like a kid before Christmas. I'm so excited for this Knicks Celtics series because it's going to be. Yeah, I'm just excited, man.
Okay. Hey, Coach, guess what, man? It's okay to be excited.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's nothing wrong with being excited, bro. And I'm gonna say this to our fans just to make sure that everybody is aware of the moment. And y'all, when I say this, everybody just hear me out on it because it's gonna sound corny and cheesy. And corn and cheese is sustenance, right? Regardless of what you said or how you felt in any given moment during this season, ultimately, we know you wanted the Knicks to at least be in this position where they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Headed in the second round with momentum and healthy.
That's it.
Right? That's what most of you guys wanted. Right? Regardless of whether you wanted Cat to take 40 shots, Brunson to take 40 shots, OG to be a triple-double machine, Josh Hart to shoot threes, Mitchell Robinson to be double-double, Deuce McBride to be 15 and 8 off the bench. Regardless how you envision getting to this moment, we're here. And the mature Knicks fan in all of us is going to say, listen, it doesn't matter how we got here. We're here and we're healthy and we have momentum.
Yep.
Right. So if the finger wag thing is how you feel about situations like this, that's okay. Right. But listen, I'm embracing you guys like you guys embrace me. Have I said some things that may have been incorrect throughout the season? Probably. I'm human. Have you guys said a bunch of stuff during the season that may have been incorrect? Yes, I know this for a fact.
I disagree.
But here's it. Yeah. With Leah's Leah's sarcasm, right? I got you. Right. The thing is, though, is we're here at a moment that may be a moment that we'll remember for the rest of our Knicks lives, right? We don't know yet because this is just the beginning, right? For some, you might say, hey, this is a long, winding road, blah, blah, blah. Probably, but this is the beginning of something different. This is what you guys wanted. You guys told me that this team hadn't played a lot of games healthy, right? This team needed some time to gel, right? Now the team has gelled and they're healthy and they're still in the playoffs, right? So if you wanted Tom Thibodeau to be Red Auerbach and he wound up being David Fizdale, it doesn't matter because we're here, right? If you didn't want the Knicks to do the cat trade for Randall and Dante and all these different things, it doesn't matter because we're here. And so while I can't make you enjoy the moment, I can tell you there is a very silent minority of us that are enjoying the moment, right? And if you can't enjoy the moment, I get it. And some of this for you is therapy because you get to vent, you get to let off steam, and sometimes it comes across the wrong way, and it might be slightly offensive to somebody that might be more sensitive to the moment. And I get all of that. But I will say this. The Knicks are at that place where at the beginning of the season you wanted them to be. Yeah. Right? There's probably about there are a few of us that are like, man, we should do some, and those people are weirdos, bro. You know they weird, right? The ones that are say, man, we need to lose so that we could fire such and such and bring in Giannis. And y'all already know the weird crew, right? Right. Y'all already know that. But for you guys, but for you guys that wanted this moment right here, you guys got what you wanted. And not only am I excited for the Knicks, I'm excited for you guys because you finally get what you want. Right? When we lost to Indiana last year in the playoffs, when we knew we could have been in the Eastern Conference Finals, if we were healthy, surprise, we're back with a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And we're healthy.
Right.
And we're healthy.
And so what I would say to you is just be mindful. Just be mindful. Don't let this moment slip away because of, how we got here. Right? Don't let this moment slip away. This is a moment and you should enjoy it.
Can I
go ahead, Lee.
Could I respond if that's okay, Fritz?
You gonna respond to me?
I'm gonna respond to everyone if that's okay. And
right.
Mike here. I've been a Knicks fan since the early 2010s. I haven't really suffered through pain. I haven't known what it feels like to see a Knicks finals pain. Well, I wasn't around for the 90s. I was around for the Phil Jackson era. I was around for the Alex Sieve. I was around for Shane Larkin as our point guard. I was around for Ron Baker, just to name a few. We were a laughingstock, but we still showed out to support this team, this franchise, all of us. I can't even talk bad about this team. It's been a roller coaster of a season. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this fandom. I'm grateful I've discovered you. I've met people here like Corey Lee, Fritzy, and the people I'm talking to right now. I'm just going to enjoy this moment, not just as a Knicks fan, but for the first time, I'm seeing the Knicks in winning basketball. Seeing them go to the playoffs almost every year. And that I'm truly grateful for. And I can't wait to watch the Boston series and talk with you guys about it. So, from one Knicks fan to another, thank you. I mean that.
You're welcome. More than welcome. Thank you for popping up with us, man. Rocking with us and becoming part of our family, for real. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, please like and subscribe. share. You know what I'm saying? We're on our way to 15,000. Thank y'all for helping us get to 10,000. We appreciate every one of y'all fans and all the new guys. I see new faces in there, new names, people I haven't seen before. Thank y'all for really popping up and locking in with us. Freezy, I'm over here just doing cartwheels, backflips, all this stuff I could never do when I was in shape. Right here, in my mind though, but still,
Right.
but like you said, yeah, we aren't always right, and we probably said some things that irritate each other to the point where we probably didn't like each other for about 2 hours, but who cares? The fact is, the fact that what matters the most is how this team came together and actually did what they were supposed to do. Win it. You know, hey man, like I was saying earlier, look, she may not be pretty, but I'm still taking her to the prom because she rode with me the whole way through the year. I'm still going to still take her to the prom. It doesn't matter. But now what we need to do is just rally around our team. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up into the narrative because believe me, they got they got an encyclopedia of narratives for the Knicks now going into this next round. Be prepared to hear some of the weirdest, lamest, dumbest takes you have ever heard against Knicks Nation. Because we got over the soft part. We got over we don't have what it takes. Detroit is just a little bit more tougher than us. You know, we gave away all our toughness. Well, that was all dispelled this evening. You know, in spite of what we thought or who we thought was supposed to be the heroes. Shout out to the captain again for knocking down the big time shot. But there was other heroes in this game, guys who did some real big things and some real big moments. So we need to appreciate them as well. And shout out to the coach because he didn't fold. At the end, he did what he had to do to help us get over the hump. So shout out to the coach. Real talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the thing is, and I'm not saying because guys like me and Freezy and Corey and all our other OGs out there that have been around since the late 70s, early 80s, and
Yep. Yep.
not to say this is even sweeter for us, because we've been through some ups and downs. I've seen it. I've had the luxury of rooting for a Knicks team that actually had legitimate expectations before. So sometimes those losses hurt worse than a team you don't expect to really do much, and then you lose still, or you get the disappointment over and over again. I remember rooting for the 93 Knicks, who were a 60-win team, and we're up 2-0 in the conference finals against the Jordan Bulls, and then lose 4 straight games. I've been a part of that, where that was our year. We were actually going to beat the unbeatable Bulls and Michael Jordan in the thick of his run. Like after that playoff, he saw what was unfolding, and Jordan was like, you know what? Let me take a break. And then when he finally did step away that following year, the Knicks are finally like, he's gone. Now's our chance. And then the Bulls still made it to the conference finals without Jordan. And we beat him in 7 games, and we finally made it to the finals. And then, man, you guys know the history. And with all those moments, 14 straight years from 1988 to 2002, I believe, we were a playoff team playing winning basketball, making it to conference finals and the actual finals, and still came up short. And I can honestly say, when I look at this team, it's not a delusion of grandeur. Like I see something in this team, and because I've rooted for a team that was good enough to win a championship before, and I feel like this team is talented enough to do it. And I wouldn't put my personal rep as a fan and my knowledge of basketball on the line just spouting it because I'm a delusional fan. Do I look at things glass half full? Hell yeah. I look, it's my team. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hope for the best the scenario either way. But I rooted for them just as hard when David Lee was our leading scorer.
Yeah.
You know?
And rebounder. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
You want to talk about David Lee, right? I remember when Tim Hardaway Jr. was our leading scorer, 10 points per game,
oh yeah,
4 years, $71 million. Tim Hardaway Jr., who we just knocked out, who, by the way, is a dirty player for knocking down OG Anunoby. Yeah, I saw that play. I actually was disgusted. I'm like, you pushed down OG. The guy's got a hamstring problem, for God's sakes. We could have lost OG on that play. Thank God we didn't. But
I mean, it's, you know, like I said, and I'm not. It's a cheap shot's never excusable, but it's playoff basketball, and I expect some
fair,
rough play and some, you know, a lot of handsy, grabby, shovey, forearm stuff. You know, it happens.
Right.
Like I said, we came up in an era where people were shooting game winners set to get 77 points for the win. We've seen them grind it out kind of games.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I remember those games growing up as well. Me and my pops, when I was a young kid, I always used to watch not only the Knicks games as time went on. I have very vague memory of Knicks games growing up. I was always just a casual NBA fan, right?
Right.
But so I watched any team. It didn't matter who. I didn't become a hardcore Knicks fan until like the early 2010s.
Right.
So I was watching people like Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, you know, just
right. And you guys got to look at, you know, historically, you know, especially here in recent history, it's very rare that always the number ones, the top seeded teams all win all the time. Like the 6-3 matchup has historically been a very competitive series, I mean, just look at the West. You know, I talked about this earlier on after the game. You know, the T-Wolves with our ex-Knicks over there, they're the 6th seed.
right.
You know, I mean, look, going into that, regardless of their center issue, you know, they have Luka and LeBron, you know, who thought they were going to lose, you know, in the first round.
Right.
So, you know, the playoffs, it's a whole new season. Everyone starts 0-0. And now that series is over, it's 0-0 again. We're all undefeated.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree.
We're in the Elite Eight now.
Yep. Elite Eight. The one thing I really did like about tonight's game, right? When the Knicks were down 4, I didn't see nobody complaining to each other. I didn't see nobody arguing with each other. I just saw the killer instinct come out.
Right. Yeah.
When they were down 4. They said, okay, we're down 4. Let's go grind this out.
Yep.
And for the first time, we saw that. I don't want to say for the first time. Maybe it was me seeing it for the first time, my point of view. But for the first time, my point of view, we saw that killer instinct come out. When you see a killer instinct like that, when a team has a killer instinct when they're down, that's how you appreciate the journey we went through. Take a look at Game 1, for example, in the regular season. He got blown out by Boston. They almost broke their 3-point record against us. And as time went on, Cat started to get involved in the offense. Jalen started to become Jalen. OG started to become a two-way player. He's got work, but OG needs handles to become more efficient. Mikal started to find his own rhythm. While he did look lost sometimes, it was a journey to just watch Mikal do that tip-in and Mikal to post to Cade Cunningham. We're starting to finally see this team gel with each other.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is the most special part about this core. They've been to the playoffs. They know what it's like. I don't want to say Cat had a bad game, but he was an effective offense. But you know what makes this team great? No matter.
See, hold on, Yuri. Let me stop right here. I need to, because I think that's like the third time I heard it, and I just want to say this.
What's up?
So it wasn't just that Cat took a nap on offense. The Pistons legitimately did everything defensively to take Karl Anthony Towns out of the game, banking on the fact that Jalen Brunson had a sore ankle. That's what I thought I saw.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
I saw when Cat crossed half.
Right.
When Cat crossed half, he was a focal point of their defense. They fronted him and bumped him. And so
They gave him a hard time.
That's why you saw, just hold on. That's why you saw others getting looks that they didn't get at different points in the series. Right. And so the only thing that got them out of the Cat accostation business is that they started accumulating fouls relatively quickly. Right. You saw guys getting 3 fouls early on, and then they were like, oh man, so we can't just bump Cat around. We can't just, because they made an adjustment that Tom Thibodeau made to an adjustment that they made early in the series. Right. And that is when at the beginning of games, Tom Thibodeau would run the rub screen to get Karl Anthony Towns in the post on one of their taller players. And so they looked to take that away all game. And so Jalen Brunson shooting a lot of shots, of course he did. They legitimately had a game plan to take away your second best scorer, right? And with the other guys being inconsistent on offense, Jalen Brunson had to take it upon himself to do his thing. I had to point out the fact that Cat didn't just not show up, that they legitimately defensively took him out of the game.
Thank you for correcting me on that, Fritzy. I appreciate it, because that I didn't look like I kind of saw a different point of view. I thought Cat when he didn't have it. What was I supposed to say? I lost my train of thought. Cat did affect other games, though, that helped us win a game rebounding. He cleaned up the glass today. We actually were close with them in the rebounding. I think we won the rebounding battle. No?
We were more than close. We had 7 more rebounds.
Yeah.
It was 43 to 36, I think.
And that's what I love about Cat and why I consider him my favorite player and why I wanted him on the team. A big man that can clean up the glass a lot more. The guy was averaging at least 15 rebounds a night when he was on the floor. So his offense at times was stagnant. But when I saw that rebounding from Cat, I was like, that's going to be big for us in the playoffs. And
Wait a minute. So you think that Cat just wasn't there offensively tonight?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when Detroit gave him a hard time, like you said, Fritzy, when they took him out of it, when they made that adjustment, Cat saw to clean up the boards.
Yeah, and the thing is, with Cat, even though sometimes Cat takes a shot that's like, whoa, like it's crazy. I can't believe he took that shot. Like he knows his own limitations and what's the right shot and percentage shot he probably shouldn't take. So he didn't force, he touched the ball a little bit, but once he saw because Dern was covering Josh Hart. And when Josh Hart was wherever the hell he was, and Dern was just camping out under the rim every time Cat was trying to back down Tobias, Cat knows, why am I going to back down Tobias just to have a double team? So he passes out of it. Like, it's something that, a lot of people are like, oh, why isn't Cat being more aggressive and blah, blah, blah. But Detroit game planned it that way, just like what Freezy said. He was only taking what he was given. And that's where coaching comes into play, where we got to run what we got to run. And, I don't know if I wasn't here at the very beginning of the broadcast, but I don't know if we touched on Mikal Bridges, but the game he had this game, man, everyone, when people talk about the picks that we gave up to get him, like, this is
give
why
him his flowers, bro.
Give this man, because I'm the first to say he's tonight, but tonight, Mikal Bridges, Brunson, it's amazing that we're blessed enough to say this. We come to expect this from Brunson. It was a magical performance, especially with that last shot. But really, Mikal Bridges won us this game tonight. Because if he didn't step up the way he did, because that's what Detroit made it, where Mikal and OG had to beat them, not Cat. And they knew Brunson was going to do his thing. Because if Mikal and OG didn't score the way they did, we wouldn't have been in this game. Jalen would have had his 40, and everyone else would have just had their, But even though Bridges didn't hit his early threes, he was doing all them little things, just going to the rim. He was finishing that putback. He did hit that. He hit that three late in the game too. That dunk, bro. That dunk
had me hopping off. And then he saw Malik Beasley, and he talked fast to Malik. Yeah. I was like, okay, Mikal, now you're starting to become a Nick.
Yeah, Mikal. Well, the thing is about Bridges, he's not a chest pounder, but he's one of those guys. He puts in them sneaky jabs to people throughout the game that you don't always see on the camera. Like he might say a little something or make a little face or stick out his tongue he'll do little things like that. But he was worth every penny tonight.
6 first-round picks, by the way. That's probably going to be second-round picks. Keep that in mind. Yeah. But I will say this, though, about Mikal. Whatever he did, whatever Malik Beasley did today to set him off, ooh, boy. Mikal responded in a big way.
Malik told him that, he ain't going to drop no 45 points on us. He didn't. He dropped a quiet 25 and helped us put us back in game-winning contention. That's all he did. He handled his business.
Mikal,
he played like a professional.
44 minutes, Mikal. 44 minutes, Mikal.
And bro, it's amazing. This is how much Tom Thibodeau is an absolute surgeon when it comes to sticking to his guns. He even said it in press conferences that OG Anunoby will be in when Cade Cunningham's in. Cade Cunningham at 44 minutes and OG Anunoby at 44 minutes. He put it to the T, and he was his shadow, his passenger that whole night, boy. He was making Cade Cunningham work for everything.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I know I was talking to some Knicks fans on another stream that I was in. They were happy about their game. They won. but they talked about the bench, and I'm like, listen, forget about the bench for a good minute, all right? I don't want to hear nothing about the bench.
Yeah.
I will say though, the bench as a whole is not. I don't want to say they're not good offensively, but when it comes to defense, though, the defense is good. Straight up, the defense on the bench is good. I know some are going to disagree with me on that one, but when you look at Deuce, right? He was a +9 last game due to not having any offense. That's because of his defense. So my question to y'all in the chat and to people that I'm talking with right now, do you think the bench has to step up against Boston? Dumb question, I know, but let's put it out
No,
there.
it's not. I mean, Boston, their bench, their bench is part of their rotation, and they got 3 guys that come in off the bench that'll shoot threes. You know, including Al Horford, and then Hauser, Pritchard.
Right.
Like those guys will come in and just anyone. They got 8 guys on their team that jack threes all game, and it only
Right.
takes 1 or 2 of them to start hitting. You know, so for us, we can't stay stagnant. Like someone every night for us to be successful in this series has to be a double-digit scorer off the bench. Someone has to step up. Just like we have to at least score 16 points as a bench. We can't do this single-digit crap. 5, 6, 8.
Right.
You know.
No, I'm just it was a thought I had. That's all it was. And then I'll move on from it.
Yeah. And because Boston and New York starting, see, in this series, we got away with it because our starters are better than Detroit's. In this game, Boston starters are technically better than ours or equal or whatever, however you want to spin it. You know? So the bench is going to be a big part of this series. You know?
Right. It was a question I had in my mind, but then I just want to talk. Then I want to move on from it. That's all.
Yeah. I feel like we need to do something that, I mean, Orlando's able to do it because they got big bodies, but if they can make them drop, like, here's the thing, they made them not just jack threes.
Right.
So it's going to come down to we can't get in a 3-point contest with Boston. No one can.
And I think this is where Mitch comes into play as well. Because when Mitch is on the floor, right, we've all seen it tonight. When Mitch was on the floor, the 3-point defense was actually really good, right? We were able to hold them to, like, what? If I had to guess off the top of my head, 30% from the 3-point line, right? That's off the top of my head. And the lineup I noticed that Tibbs uses, it's Jalen Brunson, Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby, Cat, and Mitch. And we all know how Cat is when he's on the 4, not the 5. Cat's actually a good defender on the 4 than he is on a 5, right? So I don't know if he'll actually do it, but I'm expecting the double big lineup to be used way more for the Celtics than we saw it for Detroit. So I really did like the double big lineup in this series. And I'm going to end off my thought with that because it's getting late for me and I got to go to sleep. But I really do think we're going to see the double big lineup. Have a good night, guys and gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
So, yeah, man. I don't know how much more recap, love, and excitement and enjoying we can repeat and relive. But it's when you talk about thinking about Boston, it's not that I'm done enjoying this. I want to look ahead to Boston now. It's just that was part of my excitement to winning is I want to play Boston so bad. I just love that competitiveness of this next game. I'm excited to see how our players step up and answer the call against this next juggernaut of a opponent we're gonna have. So I don't know how much we can learn from Orlando, just like other teams. One thing I will give Tibbs credit about is he's a film rat. He's a film junkie. I'm sure he'll look at film, just like other coaches around the league saw what started slowing the Knicks down offensively. They learned from OKC and some of these teams that started changing up. I think the Charlotte game, they did something different against us that gave other teams ideas, and they learned from it. Hopefully our coach does the same, because Orlando didn't look – they looked pretty beatable in that series against Orlando.
Right.
Injuries, Drew Holiday being out, whatever. For whatever reason, they look more vulnerable.
They look touchable.
Yeah.
They didn't look untouchable.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can see the flaws.
They didn't look like that team that couldn't miss game one against us. So, for the most part, I just, because Boston, we're a thorn in their side when it comes to hearing the chatter. And not that they need us to get up to play, but they love beating us. You could just tell, they just, it's an extra step up in level for them that they want to take it to when they play against us. They don't want to just beat us. They want to whoop our tail. So I want to be that spoiler. I want to continue this possible villain role. We're the underdog. And I can't wait. I wish the game was tomorrow. I'm ready. I'm so excited.
You wish because you're not playing.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
They want to start next Friday. They get all the rest they can. So
they want to get in the hyperbaric chamber and the ice bath. They need to go in the TRC, the Tibbs Recovery Center, the post Tibbs Spa. They have PTS.
Lee, you might be quiet, bro.
Nah, I'm just, I told you I'm on public transportation, so I can't cut nobody off today. I'm just soaking up all the positive vibes. I'm checking back and forth with the chat. Looking at them, picking them up. I feel I can't wait to just get out these cats. These Boston Celtics. I mean, really, and I think we really. I'm trying to tell you, I really feel like Game 1 is the one. If we can go out there and steal Game 1 in Boston Garden, man, ain't no stopping us. Ain't no stopping us. Ain't no stopping us. They're gonna really be sitting there thinking, they have to really come up with something. And all these so-called Tibbs and the championship coach. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out next week, Monday. How he puts it together. We've been talking about this for almost 2 years now. Us going against Boston, us meeting up with Boston. Oh, I can't wait to see Boston. Oh, I can't this, I can't that, I can't. Well, here it comes. So now ain't no more faking the moves and ain't no more talking. It's time to put into action what you thinking, or how your feelings should be. And Knicks Nation, we need y'all to rally around this team. They need all your energy, positive energy as possible, you know. And I hope, hope Cat, has a bounce back game offensively, which I believe he will. I don't think they're gonna. One thing I know, I've noticed this whole year, they haven't really been able to stop Cat. Boston. I think the biggest defender of Cat defensive defensive problem with you bless you. The biggest defensive issue with Cat is Cat. As long as Cat is in rhythm and he's getting nice, good touches and good looks, or even if they're not, you know what I'm saying? Be the vet, create, make your own shots. You know, we really need him this series, definitely. No disappearing acts from nobody.
Okay. Wow.
Brunson averaging 31.5 points. Playoffs right now.
Hey, what's so crazy about this series? There was not one real true definitive victory. What was it? Game one was won by what? 2, 3?
We won by 12.
First game we won by 12. Okay, that was the only biggest gap. Other than that, you know, game two was what 1, 2, or 3? Three, and it's been like 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So we've been within shots. So shout out to that. Shout out to Detroit. They really, yeah, they put it all out there. But it's time to go home and get Miles spaghetti.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Like, look, everyone wants to, Boston's a better all-around so-called team or whatever. But, Tatum's averaging 31 points a game for them too.
Right.
The team's top guy. Each team is in the playoffs. It's just how it happens. So, and mark our word, this next series, we're blessed enough to have someone like Cat. Like, this might be a series where Cat is going to be averaging that in this series because of the matchups and the way Boston defends us and whatever. I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
And I want to see OG attack Boston the same way. Come at him just as aggressively as well as Mikhail. I hope this was a eye opener or something. Not even that. That this was a statement game for them and opening themselves up to hitting and not disappearing in certain parts of the game when we need them. So, a testament, I should say. I just hope that they really, come with it. Everybody.
Okay. All right.
And I want to shout out to the whole Knicks squad. Was part of it Detroit's not being as explosive as of an offensive team, whatever. But the intensity the Knicks defense showed for this playoff so far, we've definitely stepped up our blocks. We have so many more blocks in this series than we've had. We were towards the bottom of the league in blocks per game, and we really stepped it up. We're actually, as a team, we're fifth in the whole playoffs in blocks per game, and we were fourth in steals. So, shout out to the D.
Okay.
We got to keep that going. We can keep this same defensive energy against Boston and keep making our adjustments and improving offensively. We can beat this team, man.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to our boy Nick Yak, man. Nick Yak, I see you. You know what I'm saying? We always think about you anyway. But Nick Yak say he gonna go get checked out. You know what I'm saying? Go get checked out and be back for the game. Yeah, man.
Good luck, man.
Hey, Nick Yak,
Prayers out to you.
Yeah, be ready for the game, bro.
Real talk, yeah. Shout out to you, man. I hope all is well. My prayers will be with you.
Yo, it sounds like y'all took it out, man. Did the game drain y'all or something?
Nah, man. I mean, it was emotional. Now, I mean, it was emotional. It was emotional.
The thing is, I'm not trying to act like I've been there, but I'm not gonna lie. I expected this, so it's like when it happened. When you saw my reaction in the game, I was excited, boy. That I came back down because, and I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole and talk about our old past of being athletes ourselves and me being a coach. My mind is still in that way. Like I just enjoyed the win, and now I'm ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where my mind goes sometimes.
Right.
But man, that first hour after, I was crip walking when I closed the broadcast on playback.
Yeah.
Right before I made my tacos, I was like, I was happy.
Yeah.
My girl was like, "Oh, they must have won." I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't hear me yelling in there."
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like we're all passionate fans, and you try not to let it affect your real life. But man, I was stressed out these last few days about these games, man. I'm sitting here at work and I get a little time to myself and I'm thinking about rotations and dude should have made this shot and why is Jalen holding on to the ball? I'm like, what? I'm sick in the head. Why am I thinking about this right now? I got some charting to do.
Right.
For work. I'm sitting here thinking about this stuff.
Yeah,
thank God you don't work in ICU.
Them days. Yeah, I'm in shock still, man, in a good way. Like I'm so glad it's fine. I guess it's more like a relief situation. You're like, it's like you're holding your breath. And you're on the edge of your seat the whole time, and Then when it finally happens, it's like, oh my god.
You know how they say, you know how they used to have that saying, you can't wait for the other shoe to drop. Well, the
Yeah,
other one just dropped. And it's a wrap, you know. So now we can move on because it's all about turning the pages. And once that page is turned, that's history. It's cemented.
yeah,
It's done. We can't go back there. No, we can't. Nobody can go back there no more. There's no more shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Now it's on to what's relevant. You know what I'm saying? And the relevant thing right now is punching Boston all up, down, inside, out, upside their heads.
yeah,
Taking back something from because you know what I'm saying. They really think that we're some kind of joke. And now that they, you know what I'm saying, now that they're limping, this is more of a bigger advantage for us to take advantage of them, and especially in this situation. You know, because I could care less how we get there as long as we got there,
yeah,
and not only that, but I don't care how we finish them off. We finish them off. I don't care if they got one foot in the wheelchair, the other one, you know what I'm saying, in that big hole, that 6 foot hole that they got for them at the end of the day. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm about taking them all the way out and not even thinking about tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. Because that's just it. I just want, like, yeah, the Pacers didn't feel bad for us when we was missing Randall and OG and all them people we were missing last year.
No, they were looking at chops.
Yeah, and it, and then and then that was the thing for me. Like, it's crazy. I let my mind go there, but the whole time, because I put my neck out there for the Knicks. I'm a fan, and I say some stuff to other fans of other teams of what I believe. I'm not just a delusional Knick fan, like, oh, we can beat you, and I really believe it. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pound on my chest about the 2004 Knicks, like I would with this team, but like I I say some stuff to people because I really believe if we play our best game, we can beat anybody.
Right.
Like, we didn't have that kind of talent before. Like, there's some times where we could play our best game and we couldn't beat the other team's best game. But with this lineup, we can. And when I know that possibilities out there, of course I'm gonna pound my fist on the table about them, because the whole time I'm thinking about the relief feeling I feel after this game was like, God, now I don't have to hear Shaq's dumb behind and Stephen A. and all these people on all these shows. And I don't watch them like very long, but I'm so hungry for Knicks content all the time. If I have some free time to go down some rabbit holes, I'll watch highlights of broadcasts and watch who's talking smack about my team. So I told you so's for them. So I was just thinking about all them TNT guys after the last game. They were thinking that the Pistons were gonna win this game. Now I want to see what they got to say now.
They over there eating crow.
Yeah,
With Texas Pete. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? They sitting over there licking their fingers like KFCs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
With their 3.5 special spices and all that stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because that ain't nothing but what's my man Ernie and the Spice Girls up there talking crazy.
yeah,
You know, so I'm not stressing what they say because listen, I promise you they haven't even seen half the Knick games that we've seen all year long, and especially when they're televised. Because when they're televised, they off doing whatever they want to do, even though they're supposed to be sitting there watching the game. They're in the just rooms doing whatever.
yeah. They're getting
You know what I'm saying?
their eyebrows tweezed and reapplying
You
their
know, no.
stage
Plucking their
makeup.
nose hair,
Yeah,
plucking their nose hairs. Who cares?
putting
I could care less.
powder on their head, their bald head, so they don't shine on the TV.
No, for real. So it is what it is. Who cares less? I could care less what they say because in the last 10 years, I've not heard them say one positive thing at all about the Knicks. So now, don't the playoffs started. The bandwagon has been shut off. So ain't no jumping on. If Stephen A. could pound his table and say whatever he want to say, and stomp his feet and raise his voice and be the loudest fool in the room, I still could care less what he says because it's nothing. It's a show. It's a minstrel show, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to him, and the rest goes for all the rest of them cats. You know, they never really they never followed, never liked. They were always constantly getting beat up by the Knicks or beat on by the Knicks. Or overlooked. So with that said, I'm straight on them. So I don't seek no approval from them because the biggest approval I have is holding that Larry O'Brien trophy and watching them go down the canyons of heroes and telling the world to kiss my bread end.
Yeah, yeah, that's something that I have not. The last thing I want to be is I don't want to be the basketball version of a Cubs fan. Like, because I was born in 1975. So in my lifetime so far, I haven't lived and saw a Knicks championship. And I'm 50 now. I plan on being here a long time, but please, Knicks, do it soon. This year would be real nice, but yeah, man, who I want to. I've been so close, a couple times now, and man, I don't know if any of you guys have had the luxury of rooting for a team live, not like in person, but even if it's just on TV when your team's in the NBA Finals. I mean, just how you feel in these games, it just seems like every possession is just, you're on the edge of it's so important. Every time you touch the ball, like it's just, everything's so important, you know. It's an amazing feeling. I felt fortunate in 94. I saw them in Houston. Then 99 against the Spurs, which was a miracle. We were there, and to know we were so close at 94. I want that feeling again, man, so bad.
Okay.
It's like after that, the first time I had an older kiss, like a real kiss with a girl. Like, man, I want another one of those. I want that feeling again.
Right. I'm with you, Coach.
Yeah. I'm just glad. You guys don't know how fortunate we are, man. We're blessed. We could be Heat fans right now, or the Hawks.
You could be Pistons fans right now.
Yeah. I mean, what if we were the fans of someone that just shot that dagger on their head?
Yeah.
They really thought they could beat us. They really believed it. That's what makes I mean, look, it's coach talk and it's players are supposed to believe, that's part of you got to have believe to achieve situation. But they legit thought they were a better team. Like they could get the best of us, get under our skin, get in our head. Nah. For whatever you guys want to, not you guys here, but whoever says that these five guys, this team, they're a lot tougher than you think, man. The mental toughness is. We got a couple guys on this team that have. We're actually a whole team of guys with chips on their shoulders. I mean, really, Cat's the only guy on our team who came into this league with expectations. And where Cat's chip is on his shoulder now is all the talk of how he wasn't enough or he failed and was soft. And him coming over here, that's his. Now that he has something to prove here with New York is where he's from. And then we have all these other guys like, Brunson's always been the underdog, and Hart and OG's always felt like he has something to prove, and Bridges is always like just a piece. All these guys on our team are hungry, man. They all got a chip on their shoulder more than you think, man. I know Mitch has heard all the stuff and the rumors and the trade talks and how his injuries. No one wants this more than Mitch. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he can contribute.
Yeah.
Same. As mad as we're getting at Deuce because he hasn't been stepping up and performing. No one's more mad at Deuce than Deuce right now. He's like, man, they believed in me. I finally got my opportunity. And man, I'm blowing it.
Yeah.
He's saying that to himself. He's an athlete. No one's harder on themselves than these guys. Trust me. Cam's that way.
Yeah.
You see him say it live on the court. He does it. He talks to himself. Yeah. Come on, Cam. Like he says that to himself. So
it's hilarious to watch, bro.
Yeah. But look, man, I mentioned them three guys. That's most teams in the NBA right now. It's an 8-9 man rotation, man. Tops,
right.
Really. And that's our bench right now. Do we need Precious to be sprinkled in here and again? I think so. Just because of some of the because with the Pistons substitutes, the only guys that were subbing in for the Pistons that were bigger per se was Paul Reed. And he's only a 6'7", 6'8" guy.
Yep.
And if Stu was available, he's also not that big. So the need for maybe Precious might not have been as pressing. But with Boston, where they're going to sub in Horford, Cornette, even Hauser's not tiny,
Right.
Like those are three guys that Precious needs to help with. Like Deuce and Cam can't defend them guys, so we're gonna need other guys, man. I think in this series, I really think Precious. I hope he gets a look. I mean, you almost have to. I mean, you can't. We've already tried 6 games with this bench. We came out of it alive, but we didn't get much production.
Right.
We really only had 2 games where and it was just a single guy. Like in game 1, Cam had that nice burst.
Right. Yeah.
And then Mitch had that 13-point game on game 5.
And 11 boards. Yeah.
Yeah. If you add those 2, that probably was more than the rest of everyone else scored in all the other games combined. It might possibly be.
Bro, that's crazy. I do think we need some Precious, though.
Yeah. Because the last game we played the Pistons in the regular season, Precious started. He was 18 and 10 with like 3 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, it's not like and they had all their starters, Detroit.
Yeah.
Precious played great against. And yeah, just like Derek Frank said in chat, I was just about to say the same thing. You know, Precious has showed that when he's taken long breaks and then has to be called for big minutes, he's showed up to play.
Yeah.
And I think Precious is better when he's I've said this before, like earlier in the season. Like when Precious starts or he knows for sure he's going to be locked in for major minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He plays so much better.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when he just doesn't know if he's going to be pulled in a minute or two. He doesn't play as well when he knows he has the quick hook, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. I mean, is there much of an offensive difference shooting wise as Precious and Josh? You know, not much. But you know, Precious can't dribble up the court like Josh.
Right. But Josh is not the shot blocker Precious is either.
Right. And honestly, when Precious has the same minutes,
All the finisher.
Yeah. When Precious has the same minutes as Hart, he rebounds just as much. Because Precious averaged double-digit rebounds when he was a starter during the regular season last year. You know, when he gets the minutes, he's a double-digit rebounder.
Right.
But Precious, he has some weird moments too, you know. But he can finish. He can catch lobs. He can dunk. You know, he's big and athletic. He's another body we can throw at Jason Tatum.
Right.
I mean, it'd be nice because here's the thing. As good as OG's been offensively this year at times, you know, a lot of those games were games that he wasn't as counted on defensively. If only for that. Like, because Precious is someone that provides a little respite for OG on some Tatum duties, you know, where maybe OG can get going on offense for us too. Because if you think about defensively, who's going to defend OG on Boston? Because if they put Tatum, you think they're going to put Tatum on Cat?
Yes.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna come.
Because you can't put Porzingis or Jaylen Brown on Cat.
Right.
Because if you put Porzingis on Cat, you take away weak side shot blocking, right? And if you put Brown on Cat, then you give the Knicks the size advantage, right?
Yeah.
And so if you put Tatum on Cat, then you get a decent defender, right? And then you can still rotate with the double, have Drew Holiday and Derek White raking at the ball, and have Porzingis be the weak side shot blocker. Coach, what size is that shirt you have on, man? Is that a 2X?
I wore a 2X in college.
That's a medium.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm joking with Coach because of the conversation we had the other night. So if somebody think whatever, so what, man? Me and Coach and I had a conversation the other night, and the reason why I asked is because I'm sitting here with a 5X hoodie on.
Yeah, I have this is a 5XLT.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And he's short, so just imagine what it looks like.
I'm 6 foot. That ain't that short.
I'm not messing with you. I'm teasing you, man.
Hey, you know how 6-footers are. We're right on the edge, though. You know, we kind of feel tall, but then you then 6'5" guys like Freezy. It's like, geez.
Yeah, it's being 6'5" was cool when I was young, but the older you get, the more you realize it's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like walking upstairs after a while, after your knees, bro. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Right.
so we got about I'm sorry, Lee, we got about 7 minutes or 6 minutes before the 2-hour mark. Y'all got anything, man, before we wrap up?
Just make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Remember we got a new goal, 15 G's. The more the merrier. I like how our family's growing, and I'm grateful to everybody, especially the ladies. You know what I'm saying, for feeling comfortable coming here with us rowdy, young men, and to our international crowd who's picked up a lot. I greatly appreciate that. Hey, just let's go Knicks.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man. This much love to Blorange Tears family and fellow Knicks fans, young and old. Anyone that's new to us, welcome. For everyone that's been here since the beginning and over the last year or two, couple years, we appreciate your dedication and your appreciation of us. Just know we appreciate you. We'd be given the same energy and passion and love whether there's 10 people subscribed or 10,000. We're blessed to have now.
Yeah.
So just know we appreciate all you. And in the end, just like Freezy said earlier, we're exactly where it may not have been the path or the exact way. And unintended, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one path to the second round to play Boston. Whether we sweep, whether it's 4-1, 4-2, Game 7, what it matters is we're here. It's 0-0. They got the same record as us right now, and we got 4 games to win. And here's the thing: we have 3 home games at MSG. So whether we want to take all those games or steal a couple from them at their place, we've already shown we can go into a hostile environment. Detroit, even though they've had a rough last few years, they have a lot more recent history of known what it's like to win in that building. A lot of those fans that were in there, they were blessed enough to live through a championship recently in the 2000s, even though it was a little less than 20 years ago. That's me to say it's recent, compared to us, it's a lot sooner ago.
21 years ago.
Yeah. So like, they're hungry for it over there. And then you heard that crowd was rowdy, but man, they got quiet real quick. And thanks to the captain, Bridges, everybody that stepped up and played. Every possession is important in the playoffs. Every game matters. Everything matters now. So we have just as much a chance as anybody. Give them hell. And
bro, I just tuned into Knicks Film School. Yeah. Bro, they have 700 something people watching, bro. And they have a ton of super chats on the screen. Maybe one day we'll be like maybe one day I'll be like Macri. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to them,
shout out to them. They have a school of people, and we have a Blanche Mafia over here. You know what I'm saying? Over here where we are. Lee, maybe we should put that on the t-shirt, man. The Blanche Mafia.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly who we are. Hey, La Costa Nostra, baby. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm proud. And shout out to my brother Bully for coming out the woods. He was in the bushes for a minute. He came out to say hello. Shout out to him. Shout out the whole Knicks Nation, man. Wow, it was crazy tonight. But hey, thanks for all the fans, everybody who didn't waver. We all stood there 10 toes down, for real. Yeah. And it fought with us. We fought together, and we it wasn't quite like Voltron, but we came together, and we pulled it out. We pulled it out. Like I said, shoot, I'm still. If it wasn't, even though she wasn't pretty, I still take them. Still taking her to the prom.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, thank you everybody for coming through and rocking with us. We appreciate y'all for hanging out. Replay gang, we know y'all gonna come out in numbers. Replay gang, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate the increase of comments after these live streams are over. Salute to the replay gang, man. I'm gonna pull Coach to the side and ask Coach for some help with something for the members. I'm gonna ask Lee also. But thank y'all for rocking, and peace, everybody.